Today we are going to talk about Carlos Prates as well as Michael Morales, the two hot names right now. At least they're starting to come back. This was a thing back in, let's say, November last year. They were talking about this. But it's crazy to me that people think Michael Morales can beat Carlos Prates. Look at the resume of Carlos Prates. All these younger ones, they don't really matter because these guys aren't they're 0 and 1, 0 and 2. These type of guys, but the experience that Prates has is so much more than Morales has. He has so many more wins under his belt. It's crazy. And that loss against Ian Gary, I think he needed that. Like, he was on an 11 knockout streak. That's insane to say. And now he's on a 3-fight knockout streak. This dude is insane. Carlos Prates is one of the greatest welterweights, at least right now in this era of MMA. He just is, whether you want to admit that or not. Michael Morales, on the other hand, has fought Sean Brady, who is a grappler, Gilbert Burns, who is primarily a grappler. He will strike with you, but his forte is grappling. Neil Magny is a gatekeeper, can kind of do it all, but he's old. And then you can't knock out a guy like Jake Matthews. You go to decision with him. Like, what? And this is the guy that's supposed to be beating Carlos Prates. This is a guy that's supposed to be fighting for a belt. I don't think so, dude. I do think it would be a competitive fight, but Michael Morales is not to that level yet. Michael Morales is 27 years old, okay? Carlos Prates has about an inch of height on him. I don't know what the reach is for Prates. I think it's about the same as Morales. I think it's about 79. Maybe Carlos has 78. But Michael Morales, he's young, dude. He's not gonna win a title anytime soon. Especially when you got a guy like Makhachev in the division. He's got probably 2 to 3 more years. Ironic, I know, but it's true. And I don't think Michael Morales is going to become a champion before Carlos freaking Prates, dude. Like, this is just ridiculous. I do think it's a great fight, and I think it's a fight that we need to make. But the UFC is not going to make this fight unless it's for a belt. That's just how it's going to work. Um, it's crazy to me. I do think this would be a good fight, and I'm going to break it down how I think it would go. So, let's say in the future, maybe 2-3 years when Makhachev fights and there's a vacant belt or whatever, they put Prates and Morales against each other. It's just not going to happen unless it's not for the belt. So, Prates is going to have the striking advantage. He's cleaner, he's more creative, he fights long. Morales kind of likes to be closer when he fights. The elbows, the kicks, it's crazy, dude. His resume, like, dude, this guy's got like 19 knockouts. Look at this, 19 knockouts, and he's got a few subs. That's obviously not where he thrives. But Prates is the only thing I think Morales would have on Prates is, I can't even say that. I can't say power. I was gonna say power, but I can't. Morales would have the wrestling. I'd say Morales would have the wrestling. I think Morales is a little more explosive than Prates, but when you see a Prates knee thrown up the middle, you're done. Like, you just are right there. I don't know. Jack Della Maddalena is just built different. Taking those knees, because, dude, his Muay Thai is crazy. That Muay Thai is just, it's ridiculous, dude. Morales, he'll throw the huge shots. He has the power and can overwhelm people with his physicality. But if you notice, I've been watching tape of this so I could make a video about this because I'm so pissed off with the people saying that Morales would beat Prates in like the first round. Like, you gotta be shitting me, right? But Morales, he's open with his defense when he gets attacked. Prates had that issue when he was younger, but he is built around it. Even Brady was peppering him up a little bit. And this is the guy to beat Prates, though. This is the guy to beat Makhachev. He'd knock Makhachev out. You gotta be shitting me, dude. There's no way this dude right now in his phase would become champion. He has the power. He's an athletic freak. Don't get me wrong. But, guys, Carlos Prates, come on. What are we doing? Like, let's lock in real quick. Think about it. Take a minute. Chill out. And just think about what Carlos Prates has done. He's lost to Ian Gary. And guess what? Ian Gary is fighting for the belt this weekend. That's not a bad loss. I'm not saying Ian Gary is the best fighter ever, because he's not. And I think he'd be a worse champ than Makhachev, honestly. But I think that's his only loss that's his only loss in the UFC is to Ian Gary. And this aged very well because now Ian Gary is fighting for the title. Another thing I'd say Michael Morales has, he's got some wrestling. His wrestling's decent. And that's where Prates struggles the most. I do think Michael Morales, if he used it, if he was smart, he would use it. I don't know if he would or not, but he has to use his wrestling. Every single fight I think he's been in, the last couple at least, with Leon Edwards and Jack, they both took him down. And it did not, obviously Prates got the win, but they both took him down. And there was one with Jack, he was taken down way too easy. Like, Jack, it didn't look like Jack was trying with that takedown, and he still ended up getting Prates down. He had maybe one or two takedowns stuffed, but it's not great. Carlos Prates really needs to work on that grappling. I know he loves to strike, but he's got to work on that grappling. If he wants to be a real champion, you can't just be a striker. You have to be well-rounded. Michael Morales, he's better in the grappling. I do think if they were to fight, I think Michael Morales takes him down a couple times. And if he's smart, and I think he can be in a few years, this isn't like me completely shitting on Morales. It's me shitting on the people that are saying that he beats Carlos Prates now. Right now, no, he's not beating Carlos Prates. This should not even be a conversation. I don't know why it is a conversation. Clearly, you can tell I'm pissed. It's ridiculous, bro. But maybe in the future, when Morales grows a little bit, has a couple more fights under his belt, because he's gonna take a loss soon. Whether it's to Carlos Prates, which I don't think it's going to be to, or someone, dude. The welterweight division is stacked. If Shavkat Rakhmonov came back, dude, Shavkat would show this guy levels. I promise you that. I am the biggest Shavkat fan ever, and I cannot wait till Shavkat comes back. Hopefully he does come back. I don't know, dude. That knee injury, though, I don't know. I hope he does. Anyway, back to it. So Prates obviously struggles on the ground. We've seen this. And Morales just has the better wrestling ability. The strength I think Morales has is more than Prates has. But I think if they get into that grappling exchange, I think Morales can... that's where his cardio goes. If he tries to wrestle Prates, because obviously Prates is still getting better. But if Morales keeps trying to shoot and he can't find anything with the punches, that's what he's going to go to. He's going to go to the wrestling. And if he can't get the wrestling going, he's screwed. Carlos he's gonna knock him out. But if Morales can pressure into the fence, mix in some takedowns with the striking, and make Carlos carry his weight against the cage in the clinch, that changes the fight. Like I said, right now, no way in hell. It's just not possible. But you know how MMA math is. It's stupid. So something like Carlos Prates coming out and Michael Morales takes the back and chokes him out in 15 seconds. That's how this works. So, now I'm going to go through how it plays out. So, I think Morales in the first round, he comes out aggressive, trying to make Prates uncomfortable. Carlos Prates is going to spend a few minutes reading him. He's not going to throw too much, a couple jabs, maybe some body kicks, looking for some counters here and there. Morales is the type of guy that can land the right hand, and it'll change everything. Also, I want to mention Carlos Prates is a southpaw. I don't think Michael Morales would. I think he would struggle with a southpaw. That's a struggle for a lot of people with orthodox. They cannot fight a southpaw. I think that poses a huge issue for Michael Morales. Anyway, so that's how I think the first round plays out. Then in the second, I think Carlos Prates starts finding the timing. Morales is starting to leave openings when he swings because he's gonna get frustrated. He's gonna want to knock. This is a young guy. He's gonna want to take out one of the best guys. He's gonna want to take him out in the first round. So he's gonna start swinging, leave himself open, and Carlos Prates, if you don't want to, I'm glazing the hell out of Carlos Prates right now. I'm like, he's one of my like top 10 favorite fighters, dude. Imagine me with Charles Oliveira. Like, it's crazy. But this dude will, if you fuck up, Carlos Prates is going to make you pay for that, okay? He's going to make you pay. Now, what I think would happen. So Morales starts charging in, and when Prates lands that knee and then head kick combination, that's when Morales gets hurt, like the end of the second round. I think this would be competitive for the first two, and then in the third, this is where I think Carlos Prates finishes. Morales has been hurt by this point. He's trying to grapple with him at this point, and it just doesn't work. Prates starts to slow down a little bit, but at this point, Morales is finished. Carlos starts using the combinations, the knees up the middle, those calf kicks. I think Carlos in the beginning needs to use those calf kicks a lot, start punishing that lead leg immediately. Because we seen that gave Jack Della Maddalena a lot of trouble with that leg. Carlos Prates is no joke with those calf kicks. People forget, man, the calf kick changed the game, dude. So I'd say by the third round, Carlos starts piecing them up with the combinations. And Michael Morales just fades slowly. Prates uses that Muay Thai to his advantage, and then he gets the finish on Morales. I just don't see a world where Michael Morales can beat Carlos Prates right now. If let's take a look at the UFC rankings. I think I have it. Here we go. Let's take a look. Maybe. Holy crap. Let's take a look at the rankings. Let's see who I think Michael Morales can be, because there's a lot of good fighters in welterweight. So I think Michael Morales can beat a lot of these people. I do. And I think the biggest struggle right now is Carlos Prates for him. I think they need to give him a guy like Jack Della Maddalena. Some of these, they got rid of Rachmanov. Crazy. But, like, a lot of these guys right now, there's some younger guys up and coming that'll be a problem for Michael Morales. I think Joaquin Buckley gives him a run for his money. I think he'd sleep him eventually, but I think Joaquin Buckley is really good. He's been screwed his last two fights. The first one against Usman, and then most recently against, I want to say, Sean Brady. So Morales has potential, but not right now. Carlos Prates will finish Michael Morales, mark my words. When they make this fight, come back to this video, and I will just say, damn, you were right. Because I know I'm right. It's just not possible right now. Carlos Prates, he's getting to his prime too. Like, let's think about that, dude. He's 32 years old. That's about the time you're getting to your prime as an MMA fighter. Morales still has room to grow. And look at him, bro. Like, right now, he's number 3 in the welterweight division. This dude could become champion at some point, but not right now. Carlos Prates will become champion before Michael Morales will. So yeah, come back to this video when I'm right. There's no way Michael Morales beats Carlos Prates.